welcome to yet another episode of English in Everyday Life. Today, we are going to see where not to use the definite article the. So, without much ado, let us get into the topic. The first instance when we do not use the is with names of substances. Substances like salt, sugar, gold, vessels, tables, chairs. We normally don't use the definite article the with these names of substance. For example, you don't say the gold, the price of the gold is increasing day by day. We say the price of gold is increasing day by day. Similarly, could you please lend your vessels to me? We don't use the here. Second, we don't use the before countable plural nouns. Now, what does that mean? Countable plural nouns. Plural nouns like children, men, women, they're all countable. You can count the number of men there in a room, the number of children in a room. So with countable plural nouns, we don't use the. Children love chocolates. We don't say the children love chocolates. Women are normally emotional. We are talking in general about women. However, when we are specifically talking about a group of these people, these plural nouns, then we do use the. Please remember this. As in, I met a few women in the auditorium. The women were all highly educated. In this case, I am specifically referring to the women I met in the auditorium. So it isn't wrong. Similarly, when a wife comes back from the market or say from the office and she doesn't see her children around, she may say, "Where are the children?" In this case, the children specifically refers to her children, or maybe if she's talking to the husband, their children in specific. So this is something that has to be noted. When you're generally talking about men, women, or children, you don't use a the in front of them. However, if you're specifically referring to one particular group of these nouns, then we use the in front of them. Number 3, we don't use the before names of meals as in lunch, dinner, or breakfast. Would you please join us for breakfast? In these cases, we are not actually using the in front of breakfast. I had breakfast before I left for office. If you see, there's no the. However, the breakfast I had was stale, which means the breakfast here, I'm referring to the breakfast that I had before going to the office, the specific breakfast, and so I use the before it. As we discussed in the earlier video on the, when you're specifically mentioning about a particular noun, we do use the. So there may be exceptions when you're specifically using it. So it doesn't mean that you don't use the in front of dinner at all, or breakfast at all, or lunch at all. I just had lunch. The lunch was really heavy. When you say the lunch was really heavy, I'm referring to the lunch that I had a while before. So I hope this is clear. So this has to be noted. I hope it is clear. We went out for dinner to a restaurant. The ambience there was really good, but the dinner was pathetic. Pathetic means it was absolutely unbearable, not at all nice. That is what it means. Next, we do not use the before languages. I love learning languages. I'm presently learning German. I don't say I am presently learning the German. This is where I normally see students making errors. I normally hear people saying, ma'am, it is very difficult to learn the English. So, what is the correct way of saying? It is very difficult to learn English. So, before English, we normally don't use the definite article, the. We also do not use the before relationships like father, mother, uncle, aunt, children, nurse, cook. All these relationships that you have with people normally, you do not use the with these relationships. Or brother, sister for that matter. He is my brother. You don't say he is the brother. Okay, he is my father. My father is a little late today. So normally with these relationships, we also don't use it in front of names of institutions or buildings or places, as in schools, colleges, universities, and churches, temples, mosques. With all these also, we do not use the definite article the. I studied French at school. We normally go to temple every Friday. So these are a few expressions where you do not use the, meaning when you are using the names of these institutions in the general sense. However, again, there is a twist here. If you are going to mention the names of these institutions, places, or buildings in a specific context, then we do use the. Like, I went to school by walk. The school was very near to my house. In the second sentence, I am actually mentioning or actually referring to the school that I had already spoken about in the previous expression. And that is the reason why I use the there. Similarly, I met my friend at the church. When I say I met my friend at the church, it means that the church where we met is an obvious place. It is understood both by the listener and the speaker as to which church the speaker is referring to, which means they know there's only one church where there is a possibility of meeting. The university came up with many unique courses. So here, when I'm saying the university came up, it is obvious which university I am referring to, which means both the speaker and the listener know which university I am talking about. Whereas if I have to say in general, I would say universities come up with many new courses every year. My university is unique. So if you see these examples, you can understand that when you're specifically referring to one of these places, you do use the. However, when you're generally talking about these places or institutions or buildings, you do not use the. I hope it is now clear. So next time you listen to the English news or read the English newspaper, make sure that you observe the usage of the. The more you observe it, the more you note it down, the more it gets registered, and the more you will remember all the points that were discussed in this video. What say? So that is it for now. I think I have covered almost all the instances where you can omit the article the. So if you have gained something out of this video and if you liked the video, please do not forget to hit the like button, share it as much as possible, and if you haven't subscribed yet, please do subscribe. Your subscriptions are important to us. Until then, stay safe, stay home. Bye bye and see you soon.